Hi, I'm Melissa from SoGoSurvey. If you're like me, you might be feeling a bit rusty these days. Here, let's take a moment on micro moments and how to make the most of them. Obviously, we've been going through some strange times. That's nothing new. It's kind of been strange times for some time thus far. So much is going on. There's variants, there's vaccination rates to think about, whether you're opening a business, closing a business, hiring employees, letting employees go, remote operating plans. There's a lot going on. So when we're thinking about all of these concerns, it can be kind of exhausting to try to keep all of these pieces together, let alone knowing what's ahead. So these pain points, these friction points, so many of them are internal. We often talk about customer experience, employee experience, identifying those pain points along the journey. But what happens now is there's so much more going on beyond that. The context is so broad and so deep. There's a lot going on that we can easily miss out on or mess up. Sometimes this idea, over time, we've been thinking about, I don't get out much. People don't get out much, and they shouldn't be getting out much. We have very fewer in-person interactions, and so we might be a little bit rusty sometimes. We don't make that small talk as much as we do. Sometimes people wearing masks or distancing or feeling uncomfortable in each other's presence has a huge impact on the social interactions that we have. So a few pieces of advice. Of course, one of them is being self-aware. Not everyone is going to have suddenly amazing emotional intelligence. This has been a really challenging time for everyone. So thinking about all of the good advice that we can have on EQ leadership, cultivating emotional intelligence, we know there's not a right answer for every situation. There's no perfect guidebook. Thinking about, though, what you can control is yourself. Sometimes it's a daily practice, some meditation, journaling, prayer, whatever it is that is helpful and centering for you, sort of keeping in touch with yourself. It's a really great place to start. Sometimes it's connecting with someone else, some trusted one or a loved one who can help you do that processing as well. These kind of big things are really important in dealing with anxiety and depression. We've seen rates go up significantly over the past year, and it's something that we need to be cognizant of. So self-aware too, of course, other aware. It is always hard to know what people are going through at any given moment, but especially over the past year. We've all had such different experiences. So much of us have gotten through with relatively sort of unscathed, and some of us have been seriously impacted by some of the events over the past few years. So thinking about even the way that you reach out to someone, you say, "Hey, how's it going?" or "Hope all's well," it seems a little bit weird to know that, no, of course not everything is well. There are some challenges we're dealing with, but being overcompensating can be a little bit much as well too. Sometimes thinking about that open conversation, saying, "Hi, how's it going?" It's a little bit broad sometimes, but it's sometimes helpful to just have those open questions to make it, to not anticipate necessarily what you're going to get back in return either. Just keep it open, keep it light, and let people choose what they want to share with you. Again, you want to avoid any assumptions. We don't know what's going on in people's experiences. So being self-aware and having that empathy as well to know. Don't need to know all of your business, but we want to be sensitive just in case there is something really serious going on too. So be forgiving. It is very hard, even though you've got this perfect balance, everything's going well in your day, the littlest things sometimes can make you snap. You're going to trip. Sometimes, you're on a call, a really important call, and the Wi-Fi goes out, or there's some background noise that you can't control. There's always going to be something that you can't control. And even if you can control on your end, you can't necessarily control what's happening on someone else's end. They might not be prepared to be in this perfectly balanced scenario like you are. Maybe you don't know where they're coming from. You got a new job, that person just got fired. Your loved one is doing better, their loved one is not doing well. It's something that happens. We cannot predict what's going on in the big world. We can only control what's happening in our self-awareness, in our micro moments, being sensitive to those interactions and the experience of everybody who is involved. We care a lot about experience. We care a lot about your experience as well too. So we'd love to be able to share some more on this topic with you. And feel free to connect with us, share your feedback with us. We'd love to hear from you. So let's connect again soon. Thanks for your time. Take care.